Do you live in the US and want fast, fresh and tasty meals without the hassle of shopping or all that hard work preparation? Well, don't you worry, as a lazy man, I've got you covered. Try America's #1 meal kit service, HelloFresh, and get yourself fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered direct to your door. So why not eat well, stay healthy, and avoid the cost of regular takeout by trying HelloFresh? Just click the link in the description below for a special limited time discount and free shipping as well. Enjoy. Well, time to return and revel in 2 more masterclasses from potential Ballon d'Or winner Guy Vaknin. No, I'm not kidding. He has been in imperious form and is outscoring Erling Haaland in the Premier League this season. As a result, we have had a super start to the year with one of the weakest squads we've ever had. We look to continue that today against 2 of the promoted sides. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 86 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today to face 2 sides either side of the November international break, who I thought at the start of the season would be 2 of our main rivals this year. As it turns out, we aren't that close to them in the table, albeit it's a bit of a weird Premier League. We've got 2 sides again who are flailing at the bottom. Unfortunately, our club Luton Town, but then more humorously, their rivals who were in Europe last year. But then there is a big gap, and despite being 5th at the moment, we are only 9 points clear of that relegation zone. So far too early to get excited. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can get more excitement from Guy Vaknin today, then please do put a thumbs up on it. We'll show you his form in detail in a minute and all the results since you were last here. But after the disappointment of the transfer window, this man has come to life. And if you look at his scoring form, it's scandalous. It took him 8 games to outdo last year's scoring record. And now 12 games in, he is 1 away from his best season, which was his first one at the club. He's absolutely flying. He scored 15 in 12, and he is the main cause of our overachievement this year. The problem, as you can see, though, he's now wanted by Watford and by Sporting. So in January, we could be in for more disappointment. What I'm hoping, though, is before that point, he'll be able to get us a big move away somewhere else when a job comes up. We're keeping an eye on it. There's nothing at the minute. But who knows, the international break might cause that. So let's go and have a look at the schedule and see what's been going on. Because since you were last with me, only 2 defeats, including 1 away from home in the cup. And other than that, we have been virtually faultless. It has been sensational. Not only are we winning games now, but we're getting some big wins as well. And maybe we've been fortunate. We've had some particularly easier games at home, including the runaway bottom 2. An Everton side that weren't great, and a Bournemouth team who have been playing in Europe and were struggling to deal with that. But if we have a look overall, a 4-0 win against Watford, Guy Vaknin scored all of them. A 2-1 win at Villa, Chris Lewis with a brace this time. We got a bit fortunate in that game where we were outplayed. A 3-2 defeat in the cup against Arsenal was unfortunate. Chris Lewis getting 2 again, who's been okay despite some injuries this year, but he's being outshone at the moment. A 5-2 win at home to Luton, 3 for Vaknin, 2 for Ribeiro. Alan Campbell always seems to score against us though. A 2-0 defeat followed at Liverpool, but let's be honest, it's not an awful result. Followed by a 4-0 win at home to Bournemouth, a hat-trick for Vaknin again, 1 for Ribeiro again. A 2-2 draw at City with Guy Vaknin and Chris Lewis. A late equaliser there, it was a brilliant result. And then a 3-0 win at home to Everton. Guess who? Guy Vaknin with the opener before Chris Lewis with a brace off the bench. So 3 hat-tricks for Vaknin already this season. Loads of goals for all of the front 3. The defence is settled and doing okay. And in midfield, the new players bar Hames, who has been sensational, just haven't been able to break in because we've been that good. So let's go and get into the first fixture today. We're riding the wave while we've got it. But I've done the dreaded thing now, haven't I? We've been in brilliant form. I turned off FM and now we're back at a recording point. Only promises to go wrong, doesn't it? Let's go and have a look at the tactical meeting, see what's recommended. I think we know what our 11's going to be if everyone's fit. We keep getting recommended to change it, which I really don't understand. But this is the team we've generally been playing with, and it's largely done very well. So Chris Lewis is coming back to fitness now. He will replace Ribeiro from the start today. Lewis and Vaknin developing, finding form, starting to look like superstars. Hames on the right, I've got to mention him. So many assists already, 5 in 7 games. And how many of them are for us? All of them. What a signing he's proven to be. We've got Spasov, who's improving, getting used to playing left midfield, but maybe not becoming a regular yet. That's because, as well as Guy Vaknin winning Player of the Month twice, as well as us winning Manager of the Month, Jimmy Campbell has won Young Player of the Month and come second in another one. He's been brilliant. He's training well, he's improving, he's living up to the challenge, and at the moment, despite being dropped by Scotland inexplicably, he is doing really well. So this is the team we're going for today. We're not seeing many changes at the minute. And to be honest, when I look at the squad now with Clementson back to fitness, Keita returning, he's on his way as well. I don't see too many weaknesses. So this is the side we've got. Montero is playing between the sticks. He couldn't play against Bournemouth where he was on loan for. We kept a clean sheet with Troy Higgins in goal. Rodriguez and Mitchell the fullbacks with Rodolfo alongside Tapsoba at centre-half. We've got Hames and Campbell on the wings with Rothwell and Castro in the middle. And then Vaknin and Lewis up front. I've tried to change Rothwell a couple of times, but even though his performances aren't great and his average rating isn't good, it just helps the balance of the side having that role in midfield. So we're going to stick with the 11. We're going to stick with the team. Let's go and get into it. I'm excited. I know it could go wrong because I've turned off FM and we all know what happens after that. But fingers crossed we get the response we want. We're going into the first half. We're playing positively. We've almost always got the front two inspired. And hopefully they get us some goals today. If we get the first one, I'd fancy us to go on a spree. Because as soon as teams come out and play against us, we just drop the ball in behind. Away from home, we've not been as good, but we've played better sides on the road this year. So this one's going to be an interesting battle. We've had 15 gone, no chances so far. But here we are on the right. Hames gets it back again. Cross is blocked and it's headed away. Rodolfo in there though, not sure why. Lewis loses out the second time. Mitchell wins it back though for Campbell. Cutting in from the left. It's a poor touch and Haig can bring it away. Finds his left winger and it's back to Stratford. He's on the left for Burnley. Cuts it inside. They're playing some nice football here with Moran. Switch of players out to Zapata. It's a bit of a 2-on-1 here. Campbell's got lost. Through ball to Moran. In he goes 1-on-1. Never turn off FM on a good run. Oh, it happens every time. Why on earth? I should have just left it running for a day, shouldn't I? Let's encourage them, get a response, but not the start we wanted. First shot of the game, and it's in. Well, isn't this the way? After averaging about 20 shots a game, we now can't have one. 40 minutes against Burnley, and we've not mustered a shot. As Rodriguez throws into Castro. Back to him again. Lewis hits the post with a flashed header there at the front post. It was a great run, but he couldn't quite get it on target. But I don't get where the attacking threat's gone. How on earth has this happened just because we've turned off the game? I bet Vaknin goes about 20 without scoring now. We've seen his form is volatile in previous years. Oh, he has reached his goal bonus for the year as well, which is a problem. With 50 minutes gone, it's not like Burnley have been dominant. They've had one shot all game and they've scored it. As Ampadu at the back finds a patter. Can we nick it? Campbell does high up. This is the chance. We scored a lot of late goals this season. We need to do the same here as Mitchell chips over to Campbell. In he goes 1-on-1. Jimmy Campbell puts it in. He continues his brilliant start to the season. And if it weren't for Guy Vaknin scoring goals galore, this man would get a mention too, because he has been so overperforming this year. And with a big player coming in, a wonder kid who we thought would take over, he has risen to the occasion. Not only has he overtaken him, he's above Mitran now as well, as Lewis cuts in from the left and his shot's over. Maybe it was a game too soon to bring Lewis in from the start. I'm going to miss his impact off the bench as well, but hopefully Ribeiro has one, as Vaknin nearly nicks that high up. Not had the best game so far, but we trust him, as Tapsoba finds Castro. It's out wide to Rodriguez, has options down the line, finds Vaknin who's making the run. 3 in the middle, goes back to Castro, to Hames, to Vaknin, cross to Campbell. Oh, he's hit the woodwork, nearly scored again. Back out to the edge of the box to Haig, and Burnley are living dangerously. This is a much better performance second half. We're carving them open, and all they can do is punt it downfield. An hour gone, we've got a free kick. We'll see it out before making changes, as Mitchell, chance to cross in, or will he shoot? Goes for the shot. Oh, it's just over. I thought it was in as well, commentary. Let's get through to the last 25. I think we'll do Lewis for Ribeiro now, because it's not really worked, has it, with those two? So Ribeiro comes on as advanced forward. Hames has had a poor game, which I think might be part of the problem. I might give him 5 more minutes, but we've got Grombach, who's a very good player out there. So that's what we're going to go for. 2 of the tried and trusted from the start of the season, and hopefully we get a response. But Not the game we were hoping for. It's been a better second half. We're going to keep encouraging these lads with a few to go. We've got to make changes in the middle because we're knackered. We've got a highlight to see first with a Gromback corner. Can we nick a set piece one? Up to the back post, away as far as Rothwell. He can cross back in, go short to Rodolfo. Slide challenge only falls for him again. And Castro gives it back again to Campbell. Mitchell tries to nick it, but Moran gets away. And now we're chasing down, but look at the counter they've got on. Poor pass gives it away to Gromback and taps over. Out wide to Rodriguez on the right. Chance to carry it forward to Gromback. Poor touch, but he's going to nick in here, is he? No. Stratford down the line. This is poor. This is how we conceded the first goal. Gave it away on halfway and then let in the counter. Haig through towards Twine. Taps Sober, heads clear. And Pardew back in. Rodriguez to Rothwell. Back to Twine. He gets it again. Through ball to Haig. They're going to score. Moran's in. And it's 2 carbon copies at the back. Really disappointing. And this is not a good performance from us. Not what we've been used to. Clemenson continues his comeback. He'll come on at right back. I think Castro will have to stay on, but we'll take off Rothwell for Gerardo. And then maybe looking forward, there's nothing else I can do. We've got an anxious left back. We've got a motivated sub. Let's just take off Tapsoba for Pulido because he's running out of steam physically as well. We tend to go, we're going to chase it. We've been the better side second half, but you can't give away the 2 goals we have. And it's not something we've done in recent weeks. But this is what happens when you turn off FM. We never learn the lesson, do we? You believe in superstitions because look, we have now lost 2-1 at Burnley after a brilliant run. Luton have nicked a 0-0 at Manchester City, by the way. This is a very frustrating day. A lot of things turning around now. We should never have turned the game off. Back in a minute for a home game against Leeds. That's after the international break. And it should be a winnable game for us on paper. But look, they've then gone and beaten Spurs, who were second. The whole world has turned upside down here. And every team who was out of form is now suddenly back in it. We're still in 5th. It's no disaster by any means. But it's not the start to the episode we were expecting or hoping for. Back in a minute to face Leeds, and hopefully our home form will continue. Well, as we return for this one after the 2-week break as it stands, we have got some problems. Firstly, I may have overreacted to our good form because the 3 wins that we got at home since the last episode all appear to be against now the bottom 3. The flip side of that, though, is that Leeds are down there as well, so hopefully we can beat them this weekend. Before that, though, some mixed news off the pitch, which includes us managing our 100th game for Crystal Palace today. It also includes upgraded training facilities, which is important for the club. However, there are some negatives as well. 2 injuries, of course, both in the same position, always the way FM works, and it's the left wing. Jimmy Campbell, star player, is out. Spasov, the young wonder kid who's brilliant, is out. And now we're down to Mitran, who scored his first Scotland goal in the international break, which is great. But is that going to be enough? Because it's a change of style. We'll be going to a natural winger now. Let's just see how it gets on. Normally, after those international breaks, we're struggling with Rodriguez at right back. But we've had an extra day. It's Sunday now. So he should be just about all right, which he just about is. We got Southampton next week, which is a winnable game too. Our options on the left wing are Zalewski, who would mean we don't have to change our shape and our style. Or we can go for Mitran, who is a bit more established at the club, but equally is more of a winger now. So I think we're going to go probably for Zalewski. Give him a game in his actual position for the first time at the club. I'm going to promote Couto to the bench as well, and that is how we're going to leave it. So our 11 for today, maybe we bring in Ribeiro from the start, just go back to what we had before. I think that's what we're going to do. They are the 2 changes. 1 enforced, 1 is our own decision. 9 substitutes that can make an impact if need be. Let's see if they need to. At home to Leeds, it's a winnable game. But we saw the results last time. When you close FM, anything can happen. Let's go and see if we can get back in form. Well, here is the Leeds United team, managed by Danny Cowley, Archie Gray still at the club, Tyler Adams, Chris Richards, our former player. Started the season with us, got sold just before the deadline, of course. Let's go and get into the first half. We're favourites, we should be winning. Guy Vaknin is motivated after another good international break. And we're going to get into the first half. Please, let us get a few goals in this one. And let us find our confidence again. To be honest, I just want to get safe as quickly as possible. And try and find a new job while we're in form. As Rodriguez picks the ball up to Tapsoba. In defence, switches the play to Mitchell. You can see Leeds not really pressing us here. And it's allowed to go long towards Ribeiro. Chased by Walters, he's made a mistake. Ribeiro gets in. And that is better. We've got the 2 starters up front. Lewis will make a big impact off the bench. But these two, they've just got the partnership. And after 4 minutes, we're back in the lead. That's exactly what we needed. As Walters, the man who made the mistake, is back with a free kick 3 minutes later, Ribeiro nicks the ball high though to Zalewski. He's playing his first game on the left of midfield, as Richards, our former man, heads away. Ribeiro back into Vaknin. It's a good save by Altay. Just signs that Vaknin's starting to drop off the last few games. Even against Everton when he did score, he missed a hatful. And he's got to that goal bonus now, so I wonder if he's lost the motivation. As here come Leeds on the counter with Keane Lewis Potter. And that is terrible defending. Montero lets it in. And after so many clean sheets in a row and good performances in the league, I don't even know what they're looking for. It's not offside. Is it a foul they're going for? It's not given regardless. Goal is awarded. Leeds score with their first shot. If ever there was an episode that proved you shouldn't close FM, and that is a superstition, then this is the one, because we've been the better side. We've been on the front foot. We suddenly started ship silly goals again as it's into the back post straight to Montero. Leeds had a really good opportunity. It's so frustrating to me because I was watching with delight yesterday. And yes, that form was always going to go eventually. But these weren't the games we were expecting it. Let's encourage with 10 to half time. I know the injuries on the left aren't helping, but Hames again on the right just dropped off now as Mitchell puts the corner in. Rodolfo's up. How have you missed that one? 6 yards out, no pressure on you. You've got to score them. As Altay will take the goal kick, they're trying to play out again. And they have been caught here before as Richards finds Walters. Into Rice, they've beaten it this time. Finds Archie Gray. And now the front two combine. Lewis Potter's in. Through 1-on-1. Good save Montero. Oh, I don't know what to say. We all know what's caused it. And after a couple of brilliant months, we're back to being the normal Crystal Palace again. Lewis Potter puts the corner in. It's headed away. We need to take some chances. Please just let us nick a win. And then let us find a job, because in the international break again, not a lot crept up really, considering the state we're in and how well we're overachieving, and where some of the other weirder clubs are in the league that you'd expect to be a bit further up in some of the big European divisions. Nothing really to show at the minute. We're not dominating this match either, as Rodriguez throws in down the right. In fact, down the left, I'm not sure what he was doing over there. And why on earth is Tyreek Mitchell now injured as well, but not with anything that we can see? Doesn't look like he's going to continue. Our whole left-hand side is getting injured now. And Zalewski would be the only backup there as they shoot from distance over the bar. What do we do? Because if Mitchell's struggling, yeah, it's a pulled hamstring. We're going to have to bring on Kerim. He's not played much football for us so far. He's going to have to do the job now. And Leeds are on the front foot. We have been absolutely dominating our home games recently. And against sides like Everton in a similar position, we've run them off the park. And here we can't do it. As Walters again picks it up to Adams, back again. Now Rice goes wide to the right to Adams and Walters. He carries it forward. Good chance to get to the byline. Rodolfo away. Kerim finds Zalewski, but he can't come clear. Gets it up to Vaknin in the end, to Ribeiro. Put him back in. Guy Vaknin holds up, goes left to Zalewski. Takes on the fullback here. Chance to beat him and get the cross in. Does so early. Vaknin's up, but it's too deep. Richards heads away. Hames keeps it in on the right. Find the cross. Gets it into the back post. Ribeiro heads just wide. With an hour gone, it is 1-1. And we're not able to find the goal at the minute. It's a very frustrating day. Rothwell's on a yellow card. I might have to take him off. Rodriguez will come off on the right for Pulido. I'm going to take Rothwell off in centre midfield for, I think, Gerardo. Zalewski is going to come off for Mitran, who will have to be now a traditional winger. And then Vaknin again. Where has your form gone, Guy Vaknin? You have been in Ballon d'Or form. I've shut FM, and suddenly you've forgotten that you can play football. I mean, it's not that easy, surely. I don't know where it's come from. I've encouraged him, and look at him. He's a miserable sod again. As Vaknin tries to get in behind, he's not going to get there. And it's cleared by Leeds, who look the more likely at the minute. I don't really know what to do about it as they go in one-on-one. It's a great save from Montero. And with 15 minutes remaining, you can only think Leeds are going to win it. Maybe the fatigue is the problem for Vaknin. He's been away with Israel. He's just come back and he's struggling to stay fit in this one. Ribeiro much the same. What do we do? Do we gamble on leaving Vaknin on? No, I'm going to put Ribeiro the other side, Lewis on the left. And that's what we're going to go for. He has made an impact off the bench in recent games, but was awful starting last time. So let's try and get these boys on the front foot. We're encouraging. We're on the front foot now for the last 5 minutes, but we've not looked like scoring a goal as Ribeiro finds Hames up towards him again. Poor ball forward, and we've run out of ideas. We're uninspired. Surely just closing FM can't do this, as Ribeiro on the right-hand side. I can't tell you how well we've been playing. And to come back and see this is just terrifying. As Walters on the right, the combination of now conceding goals again at home, not having many chances, let alone scoring. As Mitram finds Lewis, can we nick a late undeserved win? Chipped up, it's a poor ball again. It's out to Kerim, crosses blocked. What is that? Come on, man. Show some spirit. They've got in at the other end. Rodolfo's running away from the attacker. Why are you running away from your own goal? It's stoppage time. It's going to be 1-1. And I know we've had a lot of injuries and a lot of fatigue in this one. But it just feels deflating to go from 2 brilliant months. And I toyed with the idea of not closing the game. But I thought, no, it's a whole day. Let's not be silly with these superstitions. You can bet it's going to be back next time, because that was pitiful, to be honest. 1-1, 1 point out of 6. Maybe it's just the start of the drop back to normal form, but for now, we need a big job to come up, and we need to nick it while we're overachieving. Well, as you can see, a few jobs now popping up, but no really big ones, none that would be considered a step up. There are rumours of insecurity at both Juventus and Eintracht Frankfurt, which could be big moves for us as well, but for now, we've just got to try and make it stick, because we've been brilliant for the most part this year. But in the last 2 games, and forget about the recent results, look at the goals. We've suddenly not been able to take chances, and I fear that with Vaknin, Ribeiro and Lewis, we're going back to square one again. It was never likely to last, was it? But we'll try and enjoy it while we can. We'll come back around the festive period. We've got 6 or 7 games between now and then. Some tough ones with Brighton, United, Chelsea, etc. We'll try and stay in the mix, and then we'll come back around here. We'll see how we're getting on. If you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy this one, please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know, is it just closing FM? Is it the injuries? Or I can't think of another reason why it's suddenly completely turned. I'll show you the games that we played here. Against Everton, 20 shots at home. Against Bournemouth, we played really well. 16 shots at home, 8 on target. Away at Manchester City, we had more shots on target. At home to Luton, we had 18 shots, 8 on target. At home to Watford, how many did we have there? 26, 10 on target. I just don't know. It suddenly dropped off a cliff. So there's probably a sign of grumpier times to come. If you want to stay up to date and find out if it is, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Hopefully with that positive start, we will be safe if nothing else. But I'd like to get a job before we start to slide, because otherwise it could be tricky and we could end up getting stuck here for the long haul. 100 games up at Palace, not in a style we wanted. We'll hope to do better next time, but in the meantime, you can find yesterday's episode of Lifting Spirits in the Eye Above. There's an absolute humdinger to come tomorrow in that one, so do make sure you're up to date with it. There's also links up there to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and the blog story as well. And of course, if you're in the US, do check out HelloFresh, link in the description to get you money off and help support the channel too. But thank you for watching and suffering with me again. Guy Vaknin is back to being a championship striker now. I'll see you next time in a couple of days to see what he decides to be next time.